Good evening. Here are the top three stories shaping the world this week and why they matter to all of us. Poland has accused Russia of deliberately sending military drones into its airspace. Warsaw has called the move a provocation, brought the issue before the UN Security Council, and urged NATO to take stronger defensive measures. This incident is a stark reminder of how the Ukraine war risks spilling over into NATO territory. Even a small miscalculation could trigger Article 5 collective defense obligations, escalating into a direct conflict between Russia and the West. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has called on the EU to seize what she described as an independence moment. She urged Europe to step up its autonomy in energy, trade, and defense, while announcing new sanctions on Russia and condemning humanitarian abuses in Gaza. The EU is signaling a shift from dependency toward self-reliance in global politics. This could reshape trade patterns, security cooperation, and how Europe positions itself between US allies and rising non-Western powers like China and Russia. A new analysis suggests Israel is increasingly isolated diplomatically, even as it presses ahead with its military campaign in Gaza. Allies are growing critical over civilian casualties, displacement, and humanitarian crises, raising concerns about long-term support. Diplomatic legitimacy is as critical as battlefield success. If Israel continues to lose global support, it risks sanctions, strained alliances, and mounting pressure for ceasefires, developments that could change the trajectory of the conflict and influence Middle East stability. From Russia's provocations in Europe to Europe's push for global autonomy to Israel's struggle for international support, these are the stories shaping the world this week. And they matter because they reveal how fragile the balance of global power truly is. Here are the top three stories shaping America this week and why they matter far beyond the headlines. In Madrid, US and Chinese officials held high-stakes talks aimed at resolving trade disputes. On the table, America's deadline for TikTok to divest from its Chinese owner, and new pressures on China and India to scale back imports of Russian oil. This is more than a trade spat. The outcome could reshape how technology companies operate globally, influence energy markets, and test whether the US can rally international allies against Russia's war economy. The nation was stunned after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was fatally shot while speaking at a campus event. The killing has already intensified political polarization, with harsh rhetoric, job losses for critics, and widespread concern about public safety. This tragedy underscores a dangerous trend: the rise of political violence in the United States. It raises urgent questions about the safety of public discourse, the influence of online rhetoric, and then the resilience of democratic institutions. Chief Justice John Roberts has temporarily allowed the Trump administration to freeze nearly $5 billion in foreign aid, despite lower courts ruling the move likely unlawful. The decision now heads toward a possible showdown in the full Supreme Court. This ruling goes far beyond budget policy. It tests the limits of presidential power, shapes how America engages with the world, and could set a precedent for how easily administrations can redirect or halt funds approved by Congress. From global trade talks to domestic security fears to constitutional battles over executive power, these are the stories shaping America this week. And they matter because their ripple effects will be felt not just here at home, but around the world. Thank you for listening, and I hope you tune in next week.